Yes, good evening and welcome to the SA Sports Show. My name is Barry Curtin. I'm your host this evening, along with media guru Mark Aiston.
2 weeks in a row.
Welcome back.
Thank you, mate.
Welcome
Thanks,
back,
Baz.
mate. But before we start, and also sitting at the end of the desk there, a gentleman who's been involved with the SA Sports Show really since day dot. Craig Warman, the chairman of or president of the Southern Footy League. Welcome, mate.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for having us.
And before we get into you, which we're about to do, we're about to have a chat to you about the Cove Footy Club.
I thought you were going to get into me.
Oh, I'm not going to get into you, mate, but just a little bit on what's coming up in the show before we do get into that. Controversy Corner with Bevo. We're going to talk. There's a lot of controversy going around at the moment, isn't there? It's like
very much.
It's like SA controversy state at the moment. South Australia's premier female jockey, Claire Lindop, is going to join us. Looking forward to that, because she is an absolute champion of sport here in South Australia. We're going to talk rugby league, NRL. It's all happening on the SA Sports Show today. But before we get into it, I must be congratulated because I have won it, or the show has won the Best Sports Show Award.
That's wonderful.
Which is quite amazing. And the reason why you are sitting there, mate, is because you've been a very big part of it. Craig, you've been with the show since its inception. And this is an award that really you are a big part of, mate. You, Phil Smythe, obviously, Ando, both of those gentlemen to a lesser degree, but you know they've put in a little bit, I suppose. But that's a great achievement by the people in the SA Sports Show organisation. And might I also say that a lot of our floor people, the camera people and the people that read the news, have gone on to bigger and better things, both here and interstate, and sometimes overseas.
It's a great training ground.
It's a fantastic training ground. So congratulations to those people, and congratulations to everybody on that award. And that's the reason why it's sitting right there.
And Beth, the reason, I was just going to say, the reason that this show is so successful is because you give other sports that have less profile an opportunity to come on and promote their sport, which is a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of them, most of them have been outstanding people that we've actually had on the show. You can attest to that, mate. You would have been here when we had, and I hate to use the word nondescript sports, but they're not your mainstream in the media type sports that get a lot of coverage. But we look after them. But we've had some fantastic people on, haven't we?
Very much so.
From all over the place.
Absolutely.
And people that could be absolute stars in their own right.
And you combine that, Barry, with the fact that every now and again you have a really special guest.
Exactly.
I might talk about Neil Curley has been here.
Yeah.
We've had Jenny Williams has been in here.
Russell Ebert.
Claire Lindop today.
Claire Lindop today.
Yeah. The list goes on and on and on. And it's across the whole sphere. I remember having Wayne Pryor in here and Alan Stringer. Rick Darling and whatever. Names that we all grew up with, who are champions in their own right. But to mould that with the other sports is fantastic, and real good kudos, because this is not just an award, a South Australian award. This is a national award.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. And people need to understand that we're up against the best in Australia.
Yeah.
In community TV, and we were lucky enough to win it.
And Baz,
won it easily.
That's going to fit beautifulely. That's going to sit beautifully on your mantelpiece.
Oh, really? Absolutely, yeah. I mean, whose mantelpiece should it go to?
Yours. Is there enough room on that mantelpiece? Because there's a whole lot of other awards.
That's right. Yeah, one big BS award. Now, mate, all terrific. Congratulations on that. Cove Footy Club.
Yep.
Cove Footy Club. Been a lot written, a lot said. Where are we sitting with that at the moment?
For the listeners, on Tuesday night there will be a really big meeting at the council. It's a special general meeting, so we are the only item on the agenda, hoping to get the motion across the table to rescind the previous motion to evict the Cove Footy Club.
Okay.
So it's a big meeting on Tuesday night, and again, hopefully common sense will prevail, because there's a lot of stuff that has been said about the scenario that aren't quite true.
Yeah.
And when the time is right, the whole story will come out.
Are you confident, mate? Are you confident with?
Look, I've been, I've unfortunately been in a few of these, but I'm really confident that we'll be able to get the numbers across, and the Cove will stay where their home is.
And for those who don't know, in a very general sense, just explain what that situation was.
Yeah, there was a report done by the council in regards to alleged bad behaviour and a few other bits and pieces. So, yeah, the council have gone on this particular report. We've asked to see a copy of the report, but we can't get hold of it. And it's the same old story. He who alleges must prove. And if you're going to allege something against me or one of my member clubs and whatever, you need to give us the right of reply.
Exactly
that's natural.
Right.
That's what they call natural justice.
Exactly
and
right.
we haven't been afforded any natural justice in regards to this scenario at all. So that's going to be a key sticking point going forward. That hey, this is what's happened. This is the way you've handled it. You need to explain, not only to us, but the people of South Australia, why this has happened. Because this can have far-reaching effects across the whole of the state, Baz.
Yeah.
Because if you've got you're in a premises, or you lease the premises from a council, and you've got a governance body that sits above your member clubs, and of course in this scenario you've got the Cove Sports and Social Club that sits above, and each affiliated club puts a member up to that. Well, that was actually dissolved by the council early in the year. So each affiliated club has been left to fend for itself a little bit.
Yeah, very quickly, because we've got to get to the news. Why can't you get a copy of that report?
Oh, apparently it's in confidence.
Oh, I see.
That's convenient.
Doesn't sound very confident to me.
Well, again, once we're able to get, and there are a few councillors in there now that want it made public.
Okay.
And once that comes out public, we'll be able to dissect it a little bit and work out where we go from there.
This has been a big story, and
it's a massive story, mate.
And the issue that I think that you would be that you'd be concerned about also is their credibility.
Exactly right. Exactly right. The whole thing. So good luck with that, mate. Thanks for coming in today.
No, our pleasure.
Because we wanted you in because you're a very big part of this, mate. So well done on that, and good luck with Cove, because I think they're a club that deserves to be at Cove. Let's just say that.
Exactly.
We look forward to the result.
Good luck.
All good.
Big show coming up, folks. Big show, as I mentioned earlier. Before we start, let's go to Cyndal with all the sports news.
Thanks, boys. I'm Cyndal King here with your sporting news. The Adelaide 36ers has suffered a loss in their first game of the season at the hands of the Sydney Kings. Despite clawing their way back in late, the Kings ran out 22-point winners. Daniel Johnson was a shining light for Adelaide, piling on 26 points and 6 rebounds. The 36ers will be looking forward to hitting their home deck when they take on the Brisbane Bullets tomorrow at the Entertainment Centre. Sticking with basketball, WNBL's Adelaide Lightning also suffered defeat after being outworked by the University of Canberra. Despite Lauren Nicholson's monstrous 32 points, a second-half comeback from Canberra proved too much for the Lightning. Adelaide will travel up to Townsville to battle it out with the Townsville Fire tonight. Adelaide United's opening night at home was spoiled in a controversial game against Sydney FC. Trailing by 2 goals early, United pulled it back to equalise before Ryan Strain was sent off with a red card. Sydney was then rewarded a penalty late in the game, proving to be the match winner. Al Hassan Touro continued his stellar form, bagging a goal in his first official league appearance. The Reds will be looking for their first win of the season against Melbourne City on Sunday. The South Australian Redbacks have drawn with Victoria to open the Sheffield Shield season. Redbacks' Tom Cooper finished with 270 runs not out, notching his highest ever first-class score. A strong performance from batsmen and a stalemate between captains Travis Head and Peter Hanscom meant the game resulted in a draw. The Redbacks have begun their battle with Queensland today at the Gabba and will continue over the weekend. To Hockey 1, neither the men or the women's Adelaide Fire team could grab the win over the weekend, both failing to the Brisbane Blaze. The women's side suffered their first loss of the season despite 2 magnificent goals from Mickey Spano. Brisbane took advantage of Adelaide's inaccuracy to claim the 4-2 win. It was also a tough loss for the men's side, who are still searching for their first win of the season. Isaac Famillo was the sole goal scorer for the Fire, who lost the match by 4 goals. The women's side is currently tackling the Perth Thundersticks, with the men set to play at 8:30. Two South Aussies have just wrapped up the 2019 Bowls Champion of Champions, which took place over the week. SA's Simon Geeta-Johnson from Holdfast Bay finished a respectable 5th place, bagging 4 wins for the tournament. Granger's Renita Castillo finished in 2nd place and earned herself one of the plays of the tournament early when she defeated her Queensland opponent on the last bowl. Well done to both SA athletes, who we will undoubtedly see competing hard again soon. And that's it for the sports news. I'll see you next week.